schedule, they picked the worst time to be out of sync. Heading into a tough matchup now, you wonder what the game plan will be coming out. Will they try something new?
Now here's Davis. It's good.
Davis.
Well, we're coming right down to the last bit of the season, Grant. What's the messaging like from coaches right now?
Well, BA, for teams that are in the mix, coaches are asking you to keep doing what you've been doing. But a lot of that extra motivation comes from your teammates and in the locker room.
Here's Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Dinwiddie.
Always among the lead leaders in throwdowns. AD's tough around that rack.
Ooh, Thompson with the block. And the basket is good.
Not the best of shot selection there, but you know what? You do not look a gift horse in the mouth.
And it's Gafford missing. And so Brown will bring it up to the Celtics. And the first season matchup for them against the Mavericks this year.
They won both of their meetings last season. You love to pull that off against another powerhouse.
Well, the sample size wasn't that big. I mean, 2 games, not a lot to go on. But they are 2 teams at the top of the pile in each of their conferences. Because of that, I expect it to be competitive.
Dallas ball.
And Dallas with possession. One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
And Tatum, here we go. From behind the arc. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And just a terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Anthony Davis understands the value of points in transition, getting out and finishing on the break.
Pass to Porzingis. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide-open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Here's Gafford. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. 6 on the shot clock. The double clutch. And Porzingis with the block.
When a guy has a 7'6" wingspan like Porzingis does, it's just tough to get away from him or get by him. That allows him to block a lot of shots.
And the Celtics call time here.
Celtics.
They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Hornets.
It's just so difficult to win when you waste as many chances at the line as they did.
Yeah, and you know, to come up short at the line is frustrating because that's controllable and it's actually a free throw. So you feel like you leave loose change out there when you don't convert.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes play. And Holiday, here we go.
Foul.
Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws
First
now.
team foul.
Hey, when in doubt, go hard to the rim. I love the mentality from Holiday. Gets him to the line.
Line for 2 shots.
You know, when you think about how the Mavs play defense, so much depends on how they defend the point of attack. They've got great rim protection and rotations, but if they aren't stopping penetration, it's tough. Now here's Davis.
Anthony
The shot's
Davis.
good. Davis has got 8. Boston trailing. Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Joe Mazzulla.
2 minutes remaining in the
The
first.
game plan against Anthony Davis was to simply be more physical inside. Coach said we have to force him outside the paint and make him shoot those mid to long range shots. Sounds like they're willing to give up the outside shot to keep Davis from dominating the paint.
Thank you for that, Allie. White. And that misses. That would have put him up.
That's a shot he'd like, Mag. He's usually going to make those.
Sante Exum.
Pure from 3-point range.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Blocked.
Nice D by Lively there. He can block shots both at the rim and out away from the basket. Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
Porzingis with it. And Lively picks him up defensively.
Lively.
And there's the foul. It's on Derek Lively.
Second
That's his first foul of the game.
Substitutions for the
Pass to
Celtics.
Holiday. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed pass.
You know, Holiday is one of those rare guards who's as physical as any other player on the floor. Holiday busting it up inside.
Holiday.
The three from Thompson. Outside for Davis. Another shot. Tipped. And that's an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
That's what he does. Rock solid at the line.
Pass to Lively. Here's Marshall. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Lively. That shot, no good. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Pritchard. And the rebound goes to Dallas. This game coming after the loss versus the Kings.
They definitely came into that one hoping to be competitive. Unfortunately, they were anything but.
It wasn't pretty. That's definitely the case. I mean, I know they'd like to scrub that game from your memories and actually erase it from the hard drive. Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
And so it's Drew Holiday making things happen for the Celtics. 8 points in the quarter.
14. The Mavericks. 13.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
It's simple. When you can protect the rim the way they have, it's a big advantage.
Yeah, you know, you have a guy in there blocking a bunch of shots or multiple players blocking shots. It causes the offense to think twice when they go up for shots in there.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken. But that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Mavericks trail by 3. Now Williams. 17 points in his last outing. Gafford up top. And a nice finish on the layup. Gafford's got his first points of the game. And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for Boston. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. The Mavericks making a switch here. And about a minute gone in the second quarter. Pass to Porzingis. Holiday with the ball. Back to Porzingis. Outside Holiday. 5 on the clock. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Porzingis drills it from extended range.
Boy, how about the unlimited range that Porzingis is showing? Wow.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, after some down years in Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis said, "I really checked myself. From that point on, I started building my game back up. Sometimes when you're younger, your physical abilities might already be there, but your mental is not. Once that all clicks, that's when you've got something."
Well, it's a good way to think of it. Thanks, Allie.
And that's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Pass to Gafford. Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, There's still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, BA, with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse. But some rebuilds take longer than others.
Substitution on the court.
And you look at Jaylen Brown, Grant. Not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall, and he could dunk through a brick wall, too. It's just so hard to move him off his path when he's on his way to the rim.
Craig, good.
Jason Tatum scores, but also creates for his teammates a sign of his continuing growth as a player.
Please give a big round of applause.
Timeout called. The Mavericks.
Celtics Youth Next Team. To the lineup for the Celtics, Derek White.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Dinwiddie, right side. Pass to Davis. The shot, no good. Good D by Porzingis. Boston leading by 4. Tatum can't hit. Dinwiddie with it. Picked up by Craig. Dinwiddie, no good.
A perfect example of how to protect the rim.
2 minutes.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And then Tatum slams it in.
From
An
Derek White.
athletic forward who dunks it with style. Showing off his dunking ability right there.
Pass to Thompson. From deep three-point land. Porzingis grabs the board.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
And here's White. Tatum with it. He's guarded by Washington. That won't go either for Tatum.
So often we see guys fail to box out now, but he did a great job right there.
Washington.
Well, he's a stretch forward now with a dangerous outside shot. Washington loves letting that one fly from there.
And finished off by Tatum.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Substitution on the court.
So both teams changing it up here. Now a timeout called by Boston.
Timeout.
Despite entering his 30s, Anthony Davis is not slowing down, Grant.
Yeah, BA. And last year, AD put up the best rebounding numbers of his career. And his shooting percentage also very high. And just watching him, Davis is still an all-NBA caliber player, capable of taking over on both ends.
All right, fans, let's give it up for Boston's own Celtics Entertainment.
There's 49 seconds left to the second. Here's Pritchard. Still without a bucket. Horford for 3. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
And they found a nice flow offensively here in the second period.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Excellent outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Thompson for 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
Remains Boston
Risky
ball.
pass there. They're lucky to retain possession
Checking in
this
for the
time.
Mavericks. Williams.
So it's Boston now. Pass to Pritchard. Over Williams. He got it up in time, but it would not. And so it's Boston up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books. One half to go. Here's Tatum. Gafford with the block.
Boston foul.
And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
A taller guard with a quick trigger, Klay Thompson, is also an impressive perimeter defender and playmaker.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. You know, Clark, 2024 saw Anthony Davis make his return to the All-Star game.
And really, B.A., such a pleasure to see him back on the court, healthy and producing. That's not been an issue. The issue has been him being hurt and not being able to be on the court. But he's a perennial all-star when he's healthy and playing and doing exactly what he's done throughout his career at both ends, be a dominant center.
And Davis gets double-teamed. Here's Thompson. Boston pulls it in.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, a key concept preached by Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla and reiterated by Jaylen Brown, who says it's reading the game, realizing fast, but playing slow. We're the more talented team, he said. We have to be the smarter team as well. And when we do that, we're going to be tough to beat. Brian?
Well, they certainly have been, Allie. Thanks for that. Out of bounds. Boston will have it.
Now into the lineup for the Celtics, Luke Cornett.
90 seconds into the second half now. Outside Tatum. To the paint. Here's Cornett. The three-pointer off the mark. Mavericks trail by 10. White with a steal. Here's Tatum. And Tatum fires one home.
The athletic prowess of Tatum on full display. What a move to the bucket.
Holiday with the ball. Gafford picks him up. Pass to Cornett. The kick to Tatum. Shot clock at 3. He drops it from range. Tatum's got 13.
And what's working here, each guy is willing to make the next pass.
Davis drawing the double team. And that's out of bounds. Last touch by White. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Thompson fires from way outside. No good. Unable to win this run.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. As a result, they've got a big lead.
2 minutes.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
And Dallas calls time here.
And here's Celtics.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Mavericks trail by 17. Exum outside. Here's the 3. And it's Cornett with a rebound.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
To the middle. Here's Pritchard. And he floats it in for the easy two. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
They're really working the paint now.
Driving to the basket. Outside, Brown. Pass to Hauser. Here's Pritchard. For three. Drops in the three. Pritchard's got 5 points now this quarter.
Throughout the second half, they've achieved excellent efficiency on the offensive end.
Yeah, they're in a nice zone right now, and that basket looks, you know, it can handle 2 balls at once. It looks like now it can probably, for them, handle 3 or 4 balls at once as well as they're shooting.
Clock at 6. To stop the run. Marshall can't hit. And so Horford will bring it up to the Boston Celtics. They've only allowed 2 points so far in the second half.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
Get up on your feet.
Timeout on the floor. Mavericks.
Failing to find a rhythm offensively, something that needs to change and change soon.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Pass to Lively. Outside, Williams. Hauser grabs the board. In transition, here they come. These are his first free throws of the game.
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
At the line. Now Horford.
Horford hits them both. And 3/4 of play in the books. This one's all but over already. Boston out in front.
49. The Mavericks. 23.
And 1/4 to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. And so it's Dallas with it. And here is Williams. Up again. Outside Tatum. From deep three-point range. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Over the years, we've really seen Tatum elevate his offensive game. Now he's a dynamic, multi-level scorer.
Marshall.
Najee Marshall.
And they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Drills it from deep.
I mean, he'll just come right back at you. Brown with all the confidence that he can do it better.
Exum outside. Back to Williams. And Clark, we're seeing greater parity league-wide, but there's still those teams wandering the wilderness.
Yeah, and some of that is due to teams failing to draft well. You've got to be a little lucky, but you also have to be good in your draft selections. And it's not enough to have a high pick. It's really what you do with whatever picks you have and getting it right. One of the things I really like about Dwight Powell is that he doesn't play outside of himself. He plays to his strengths.
Back to Porzingis. On the wing, Holiday. 5 to shoot. Back to Porzingis. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
That's how you draw it up. The defense just couldn't react in time.
White, good.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Pass to Thompson. Three-pointer. Can't get it to drop.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Pass to Thompson. Dinwiddie with it. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Washington.
P.J. Washington.
He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Dinwiddie.
Staying poised under pressure. Solid work by Washington to beat the shot clock.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Left side White. Right side Porzingis. Jacks up a three. Kept alive by Boston. Back to White. There's the three. Porzingis misses. Down low. Out to Thompson. There's the triple. Rebounded by the Celtics.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
And right from the get-go, they stood out as the better team. Their hunger to dominate and play for each other was outstanding
For the Celtics.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
No surprise, another victory for these guys who have been on a tear all year long. They've now won 62 games.
And you always like to get the early edge in a season series. It gives you confidence. It sets the table for 2 more games to come against Dallas.
And it was a reliably solid performance from one of their key guys. A tremendous game for Jason Tatum.
And I love his composure. He didn't try to do too much or force things, but he was ready to take advantage of every opening the defense gave him.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Back to Porzingis. And so Davis will bring it up for Dallas. Now here's Powell. Outside Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
Off the mark. So we see the Celtics taking the W here. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.